What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a haul video. That's right, a new comic book day haul and a new to me comic book day haul from two local comic shops. And so, thank you for watching this. Whether you join me live or on the rewind, your watch hours are much appreciated. I also want to shout out the growing list of YouTube channel members, people that have come alongside the channel and chosen to support it through their YouTube channel membership or Patreon channel membership. If you're interested in the benefits of either or both, you can see the links in the description below. And for this month's giveaway, we've got X-Men 266. That's right, the first cover appearance of Gambit, and it's a newsstand. And all you have to do in order to win is to be a member, and you get 5 chances apiece. Or if you were to do any super chats, every dollar of super chat gets you 1 entry to win that book right there. Then at the end of the month, we're going to tally all those up, and we will get 1 lucky member. So do appreciate anybody who chooses to support that way. What's going on? Sold twice, up in the house. What to do, Pikachu? What to do, Pikachu? Nick's Comics afternoon. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, man? How are y'all? Hopefully everybody has gotten out or will get out today to the comic shop. Support your local comic shop, your local friendly comic shop, that is, and buy some new comics. I want to say, and I'll look at this to kind of see if this is a continuing theme, but the last couple of weeks I have been really impressed with the comic books that have come out, the stories, the art, etc. The ones that I've been picking up, obviously they're still duds and it's very subjective, but the last couple of weeks, because sometimes you buy stuff and you're like, I'm just buying it to keep that run, and or you're kind of like, I'm really not excited about reading it, or at least I do. And so the last few weeks haven't had any books like that. I've been just excited to, well, what do we have here? We've got a new channel member, Nick's Kicks and Comics. What is going on? Not only will that get you 5 chances to win that X-Men 266, it's going to get you this right here. Yippee! Hooray! Hooray! Yay! Join the team! Yay! Hooray! So appreciate you for doing that and joining the channel. Appreciate that. So the last couple of weeks have just been really good. I don't know if that is y'all's take. I've been buying a lot more DC lately. Another strange thing for me. My Marvel list is getting shorter and shorter, and because the House of X being all of the X-Men titles, I've been dropping some of those. It is one of those things. So I do want to. We've got Warlock up in the house. What's going on? Another channel member up in here. And Nick says, I'll head to the LCS in a few. And tell Sean to be on the lookout. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So change screens there. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. DC, as much drama has been going on in DC's life lately. If everybody hasn't heard, Discovery and AT&T have entered into a kind of a joint partnership of sorts for Warner Brothers Studios to include DC. And so there is that. Please do. What book was it that you were sold out? Oh, yeah, the Snake Eyes. So when I got to the second LCS today, that book was already marked up to $20. It ain't even got on the shelf good. Oh, you down with SCG? Yeah, you know me. You down with SCG? Yeah. What's going on, K-Dog? How are you? So got a bunch of comics in today. And what is that?
Comics.
Is that the ones
These are
Anita mentioned?
some of them, not all of them.
Okay, pretty cool. Experiencing this live and in person, folks. That would be a cool one if I didn't already have it. What was she wanting, to get rid of them, or she?
Well, I told her you would buy them from her.
Well, that's a good one.
She said as long as you don't rip her off, like one's worth a lot of money or something.
So
she has more.
So this is a lady that goes to church with me, and she had mentioned that she had a bunch of comics. Now, you know, or if you know, you know, when people tell you that, you could go anywhere the gamut, right? I think Alex, the comic hoarder, probably takes the Cupid doll for having somebody come to him in church and have the cool books that they had. So there's that, but other than that, generally you can go from like Gold Key to Donald Duck. I mean, any number of things. What's going on? Flash by night. Um, Up in the house, we've got Comic Forge working, but listening. Appreciate you. So so she brought these books by my house, and my wife just gave them to me and said, "Hey, she's got more. So let's see what y'all think about these pickups." I've already peeked through them just as I was sitting here rambling with y'all, and some of them pretty good little books. All right, y'all got to see this. Y'all have got to see this. You're seeing this live. If you're watching it live, if you're watching on the rewind, that's fine too. You just don't get the initial reaction. Okay, so we got Green Lantern, number 60. I don't know that there's anything special about this. This is a newsstand, but I don't think there's anything special about it. If anybody's a Green Lantern aficionado, let me know. But I don't think there's anything special about this one. Then we got Superman, Man of Steel 23. So that's part of the Superman run, and it is also a newsstand. These all have been loved. So none of these are 9.8 candidates. So then there is Batman Year One, the trade edition. So that's pretty cool. Incredible Hulk 298. If I didn't already have this, this would be definitely a score just to keep that run going. This is the first one that I've seen. Look at this Green Lantern Corp 201. For those of you who don't know, that is the first appearance of this big guy right here, Kilowog. So pretty cool. So this this was actually a decent little pickup there. And Hulk number 10. I wish I had gotten this last week because I just bought this book. Punisher, um, it's torn. But anyway, what's up, Big Will in the house? Big Will, the timer has been set. And I guess for anybody else, for those of you who watched my video last week where Big Will joined me, the CBCS book is in the house. It has been a thing, and so it's 2 day. So should next week have that book back, and we'll see what PGX what the score was. So this is Avengers, the Taco Bell book. I've got a Batman one like this. Check this out. And if anybody's an FF fan up in the house, let me know because I'm not. Fantastic 458, 12-cent goodness here, folks. Again, it's not a 9.8 candidate, but you're talking about Kirby. You're talking about FF. I mean, how can you go wrong? Man. Hulk number 7. This is from volume 2. I just read this again the other night. Nothing big with it. Avengers 75. Now, I don't know if there's anything big with this particular book. I just know that you're talking about Roy Thomas, John Buscema. Yeah, this is great Silver Age goodness. Then we got Superman in Action Comic 688. Nothing big other than the fact that it's a newsstand. And it's not a 9.8 or nothing like that. So same here. Adventures of Superman 502. Hey, that's what I'm thinking, Flash by Night, because I'll sell them. I mean, I'll buy them from her. I'm not going to give her a lot because they're not really worth a lot in the shape that they're in, but they're pretty cool gets. And this next one, I'll show you what I really mean by that. First, Kilowog and the FF is probably the two biggest books thus far. We got Green Lantern Corp 210. Don't know if there's anything with that. Check this out. Anybody recognize that book? Batman 423. This is Batman 423 classic McFarlane cover. I have a second print of this. This is the first print. It is been loved. So I sense a disturbance in the jet stream. What's going on? Comics Talk Weekly up in the house, aka Phil, aka Beanie. or whatever his name is for D&D. But yeah, this is a very cool book. And so this is part of that stack that she showed. So Superman 414, covers detached. I don't know if there's anything big about this. Green Lantern Corps 212. Yeah, I'm sure you will, Soul Twice. Wild Star #3. I know there's nothing big about this. So, um, there's a bajillion of these printed, and then look at this? It's funny. Of all the books to put in some kind of protective sleeve, you're going to put in X-Men 2099, which was a newsstand, issue 24. That's a first print, Big Will. Yeah, I've got a second print already. I didn't realize it was a second print when I bought it, but it is a second print nevertheless. So yeah, I'll buy these from her. Really, the Kilowog, maybe that Batman Year One, and then also that Batman book are really the books of that lot. And they're and the Fantastic Four. None of them are really big books. So, like says claim, yeah. Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, I didn't know. She said she has some more. So, wonder more FF maybe more early Avengers. I forgot that Avengers, that Silver Age Avengers was in there too. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Good way to end or start your day. So let's talk about new comic books. Yeah, I mean, I was planning on offering her less than that. I mean, they're beat to you know what, none of them are 98 candidates. A couple will be for the PC. I'll sell a couple, and the rest are going to be giveaways of some kind. I'll throw in somebody's box that buys some stuff from me or something because I hate to. Unless it's like an old Silver Age book, I hate to sell one that's like a modern book that's beat to you know what. So that's kind of the deal. So let's talk about new comic books. I mentioned earlier that I have been extremely happy with the new comic books. Now, having said that, I'm not happy with you, DC, and the fact that you keep jacking up your prices. But nevertheless, happy with the content of your books. How about that? So we got another Batman book, Legends of the Dark Knight, #1. Was kind of on the fence on whether or not to pick this up because there are just so many Batman books. A lot of them are good, some meh. I think Tynion has really done some good stuff with Batman, but he's introducing way too many characters way too fast. Needs to cement some of them, I think, before he keeps putting new ones out. But decided to pick it up. Saw him fighting Joker, Joker on the cover. I'm like, sucker, sucker. And that's what they know. Way of X #2. I was kind of intrigued with #1, Nightcrawler being one of my favorite X-Men, and him kind of coming to grips with his faith and in the way that they were doing stuff in that. So it seemed like a pretty interesting premise. Sometimes interesting premises can be pushed too far to where they offend. Not everybody, but me, the reader, and we're talking about me and what I'm paying for. So, we'll see. We'll see. Giving it an old look-see. Power Rangers #7. Now, I dropped the Mighty Morphin title, which is the traditional Earthbound heroes. These are the Omega Rangers, I believe, which include Lord Dakin or the Green Ranger from an alternate dimension that's bad, right? So this is the title that I kept. Seemed like a lot more interesting premise, and so that's the one that I'm on. Yeah, Steve, what's going on? How are you? The Cantonese Comic Kid up in the house. How's your Vampirella collection coming along? We've got Immortal Hulk Time of Monsters, and this is the cover that I decided to pick up. I don't know if this is this Scar? Does anybody know? Has anybody read this yet or know anything else about it? I just thought it was kind of a cool cover and been on kind of a Hulk kick lately and decided to pick this up. But is this Scar? Is he? I don't know. One of the more consistent titles, and when I say consistently, I mean consistently good. Comic Mag Musings, what is going on? How are you doing today, good sir? Then we've got Wolverine #12. This is one of the more consistent of the X titles. Ben Percy doing a good job. Kind of started out kind of wonky, but it's grabbed its feet. And, Wolverine versus the Vampire is a pretty good premise. Haven't read it, but I will be. There you go. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Look at that Steven Spock reflection. And so this is Valance, obviously, looking at Han Solo. And this is starting the War of the Bounty Hunters. Well, Alpha started it. And then we've got Walking Dead, number 15. So Walking Dead was not something I got in on the original deal. For those of you who see my new comic book day pickups, you know that I keep saying every time, all right, let me check and see. But then I get the Finch covers. And hold on a second. But I get the Finch covers, and I'm like, all right, let me go to this. So this says Finch after Wrightson. So can anybody in the chat tell me, did Bernie Wrightson, is this a homage cover to something? And if so, what is it? Or was this a cover from the original run of Walking Dead that Bernie Wrightson did? I don't know. Somebody let me know in the chat if you're a Walking Dead person or a Bernie Wrightson person. So those are the new comic book day books that I picked up. Now, I picked up these couple of dollar bin finds, but they're working on that Hulk run. We got Incredible Hulks 614. There for a while, they were going by Hulks plural since there were more than one of them, but they kept the same numbering there. Looks like Hulk is taking on the Secret Avengers there. A little Moon Knight action for you, Flash by Night there. Got Incredible Hulk 111. That's the World War Hulk, which I feel like is one of the better Hulk stories, aside from maybe Immortal Hulk, in recent memory. So pretty cool. Then we got Incredible Hulks, plural, 626. Hulk trying to be James Bond, Betsy being a Bond woman or something. I don't know. And I picked those up. No, it's funny. I think he goes through stuff and he just don't tell me. Because I've been through those dollar bins multiple times, and before I go, it's like, did you put anything new out? No. So I don't know if they're weeding out some stuff that's in the other boxes as they. I don't know what they do. I don't think they know what they're doing, to be honest with you. So there is another comic shop there in the same town, and I have been going by there more frequently. They got some more collections in, and I figured out, if you watched my last video showing that I showed getting those finds from the other LCS, I think I did it on New Comic Book Day video. You know that I figured out how to get them. So they don't price nothing. Stuff is in relative order. So like the eyes are with the eyes, but I mean that could be Incredible Iron Man to Immortal Hulk to Invincible. I mean, that's a pretty wide variety there. But it's in relative order. None of it's priced, and they price it based on eBay. And I doubt they're pricing on eBay sold, and I'll tell you why I say that in a minute. But I feel like that they're pricing just based on eBay listings. So, but this it's a dual-edged sword. It goes both ways. So I picked up these books, and I picked up several that I'm not going to show today, but there will be pickups that will be going to Scarecrow's Comic Asylum. What is going on? How are you? But they're books that I'm going to be selling probably on a Saturday morning Cartoon Crew auction. I am not going to be having, now talking about that, I'm not going to be having it this Saturday because I'm going to be down in Pensacon and visiting with getting a bunch of signatures, hopefully digging in some loan boxes and meeting up with some of the community members down there. So that's going to be pretty cool this Saturday. So can't have an auction and do that at the same time. I know there's multitasking, but so I took up a whole bunch of books. She gets tired of books. This is what I mentioned last time. And so I think she just starts making up prices. And so she sees one that's like $2, one that's $2, one that's $2. Well, then she starts just assuming that they're all $2. And so I put this big old stack of books up there. Aside from this one, this was one that I got. That's another new comic book day. My shop did not get this book, So I was able to pick it up at the other shop, the Mini Deaths of Layla Starr by Ron V. Writing that. So that's a new one, but the rest of them are all glad found a silver lining. Yeah, you can do it. Hey, Flash by Night, where you're at, you're not that far from Pensacola. I'm about 4 hours from Pensacola. You're probably about the same, or maybe a little bit less. But that's this Saturday or this weekend. I'm only going to be at the Saturday one. So she put up all these books, and she had two books that were laid out. She said these are more than the other ones. These are $15 a piece. Well, the first one is the first appearance of Joe Fixit personality. So I could kind of see that. And then the other one was just a random Incredible Hulk book. I looked it up on Key Collector, looked it up on Go Collect. No inherent value in this book. So I say, well, I'm just going to put this one back, but I'll go ahead and pay for the Immortal Hulk one, or not Immortal Hulk, the Incredible Hulk one. So that's what we did. And so I'll show you or I'll show you all of these, and then you'll know, especially if I think I'm a little closer. I don't think I'm attending. I don't think. They're not. I don't know as far as comic book selection down there. This is the would be the first time for me going. As far as people going to be there, there's a lot of non comic book people that I wanted to get signatures from that are going to be there. But Peter David's going to be there. John Dale, who's an inker on a lot of stuff. Tony Isabella, which I got some Marvel premieres to do. But yeah, so um, a lot of the voice Sokotano is going to be there. Voice of Grievous, General Grievous is going to be there, and someone will get some pops done. But other than that, we'll be on the hunt. So check this out. You got Incredible Hulk number 30. This is legacy number 504. We got issue 29, which is 503 legacy number. Oh, will you? You serious? You seriously gonna be there? Incredible Hulk 356. And when I show you one of these books, you'll know why it was a pretty good pickup considering Peter David is going to be there. I was wanting to get this other book here, Star Wars Adventures. They have a bunch of Star Wars, but with Star Wars still being hot and her going to eBay for stuff, I'm like, I'm not going to find this deal. And shout out to Sith Lordly, who put me onto this book because I would have just flew by it. But we were having a show on my channel on May the 4th. It was May the 4th Be With You show. And he brought up some overlooked Star Wars keys to be on the lookout for. And because I remembered seeing that when I was going through the books, I said, whoop, that's one of them books he mentioned. And that's this one, Star Wars Adventures number 16. This is the first appearance of Embo, a bounty hunter. And I think it is this. I think this is him. Oh, okay, cool. Vincent McLean, the comic machine. What is going on? How are you? But yeah, Star Wars Adventures, and that is the first appearance of Embo. According to Key Collector, it's a $12 book. Now, it might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less. There's a variant, a 1 in 10 variant that's a little bit more pricey. There's another variant of it that is about the same. It's just different cover. Oh, that's the one that looks like Return of the Jedi, Lando and the thing. So this was one of those that was like $3.50. Yeah, he did say he had a bunch of them. He said, I'm specking heavy on this. And it's funny, it's like, so you're specking heavy. Okay, well, are you going to sell any of them? No, I hadn't sold none yet. It's like, You're not specking. You're just hoarding. Anyway, Incredible Hulk 73. So this is when Mike Diodato was on Hulk. So that was pretty cool. Then we got 72. Some of these I had passed over last week just because I like to rein myself in sometimes. And then the other thing was I didn't know that she was going to give me that kind of a deal. So ended up going back this week and got about the same thing. So we got 70. Look, Steven Spock, reflection. We got 435. We got Incredible Hulk 104. This is from Planet Hulk, and then World War Hulk that came after that. Again, one of the better, more recent Hulk stories. Say more recent, that's what, 06? Incredible Hulk 328. We got Incredible Hulk 329. Then we got Incredible Hulk 331. So this is when Peter David starts writing on Incredible Hulk. So that's pretty cool, and it's a pretty decent copy. They could use a little cleaning on the, yeah, that right there. I don't know if that can be cleaned off of the back, but as far as corners are sharp. But yeah, Todd McFarlane on here. This is when Peter David starts writing for Incredible Hulk. So that's pretty cool, and I'm going to probably put this in the box with Peter David. One of the good things about Peter David is that he doesn't charge for his signatures. He puts a little tip jar, and by the end of the day, any con that I've ever seen him at, he's had a full tip jar. So people try to do you right, but at least he's not doing like Neil Adams. And it's funny because Neil Adams, according to Peter David, he said, Neil Adams tells me I need to be charged a whole bunch of money, but I try to tell him you don't know what he's talking about. And Michael Golden also mentioned that Neil Adams, or he told Neil Adams something or whatever. So Neil Adams is very vocal, and I know that he's done a lot of good stuff for the comic book industry creators. Did a lot of standing up for him and stuff. But there does come a point to where you're like pitting the buyer, the creator versus the consumer. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So this book right here is going to be going into this box back here to go and get signed by Peter David. Then we got Incredible Hulk 332. 32. 333. I think, is 333 a key? Is that, no. I was thinking that it was. I just think it's a McFarlane deal. That's why I was thinking it was key. 334. 339. 338. This is the first appearance of this character right here. Other than that, not much. 96 of Incredible Hulk. 98. 101. 106. So then I found this book right here, Iron Fist #1. And I remember seeing this on the Key Collector app. Let's see. See what it says. Iron Fist. There we go. First appearance of Pi. Later receives the power of the Iron Fist. First appearance of Brenda Swanson. According to Key Collector, it's going up. And it is a $12 book. So that was pretty cool. Paid $3.50 for it. And so there you go. Aggressively relaxing. What is going on? Saw your video the other night. And you got to tell me. Were you serious about that? Or what were you doing? Was that kind of a joke about the Patreon, not the Patreon, but the Indiegogo campaign? I mean, what was the deal with that? Let me know in the chat. We got 321. Then we've got Incredible Hulks, plural, 317. Scar fighting his brother, whose name I cannot remember offhand. We got Incredible Hulk 301. It's got an ad for military diamond sales in here, but it's not the Mark Jewelers. Joffrey Castro, what is going on? Incredible Hulk 69. Mike Diodato goodness there. Incredible Hulk 80. Lee Weeks on the art with Wolverine and the Hulkster. Got 81. It seems like that's kind of an homage to maybe a Frank Frazetta cover. If Cantonese Kid is still in the chat, maybe he can tell me. Yep, look at that. Apologies to Frazetta. So it is an homage to Frazetta. And so apologies to Frazetta. I just the pose looked really familiar in it, and the art, the inks looked like that. And so it's what on my memory. So it is Frazetta cover. Incredible Hulk 86. Uh, 603. This is where Bruce is taking Scar out, Wolverine and Daken, a father-son team up against each other. Then we got 605. 608. 94, which I feel like this is this is just part 3. Seems like there's a key of some kind in this. Something happens in the Planet Hulk run in this particular issue. And then we got Incredible Hulk 347 right here. This is the first appearance of the Joe Fixit. This is the one that she charged me $15 for. So I figured with everything that I had picked up, that I was getting for $3.50, including the books that you don't see right now. This is this. I said, well, I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, it was worth it. It wasn't like it was overpriced. It just wasn't like a super screaming deal like the rest of the stuff was. I said, well, all right, we'll do that. Also picked up this right here, and that is the Cyclonus figure from War of Cybertron. So y'all know that I've been playing with these toys. Pause. And so they had this toy here, and this is one I had passed over, but then I couldn't find at Walmart. Same old song and dance. And Cyclonus was one of the Decepticons after the transformation by Unicron, and they're coming out with a Galvatron figure in a couple of months. And so I'm planning on doing like it with Ultra Magnus, trying to open up the Matrix and them swooping in and shooting up. Yeah, I think there's more than meets the eye. There are Comic Mag Musings, and that's very astute of you. It is more than meets the eye there. So, they do transform. And sometimes they transform and roll out. Or they just transform and fly out. So this one. Appreciate the 11 of you that are hanging out on a random new comic book day. Hopefully everybody has gone ahead and smashed that like button, as well as the subscribe button and the bell notification button. Let's see here. There's that. There's that. Cyclonus. So pretty cool Cyclonus figure. And he, of course, I needed one of him in order to there we go, complete the scene. Of course, now all needs Galvatron, and I'll have that scene complete. My comics. Okay, so thanks for asking. My comic Suck It Up, Old Man is a real comic. I was trying to raise $23 to buy a chicken plate and some beer. I reached my goal. I just printed the physical. Well, when you said it the way you said it, I was like, is this legit? Or is he just like, whatever, It's kind of funny. We got Legion of Comics up in the house. What is going on? Just recently crossed over that 800 sub mark, so congratulations to him. Everyone, stop what you're doing and like this stream. Look at that Cyclonus there, Sleeping Collectibles. Have you got a Cyclonus? And it's got the little fixture in the back so that the light will shine through and make his eyes glow. So yeah, Cyclonus. We'll go with Scourge. And when Galvatron comes out, and I got that, they'll go take the Matrix of Leadership from Ultra Magnus. So that's coming to a short near you. I'm waiting on the Galvatron that I think is it the War Cybertron line that's putting out. I'm waiting on that because I just like the way it lines up with how tall they all are and all that kind of stuff. Louis the 13th up in the house. Appreciate that. Just working my man, putting together my big 800 subscriber giveaway. By the time you come out with that 800 subscriber giveaway, if it's anything like the last ones, you're already going to be at 900 subscribers by then. So yeah, man. Yeah. Every time I see that Rodimus, that hot rod going into Rodimus Prime, with the Matrix of Leadership. Now that song's playing in my head. You got the touch. Of course, Flash by Night, he says that it's illegal for me to talk about Rodimus Prime in this chat. Look, think about Rodimus like this, not like the movie, but like the cartoon, the comic book adaptation. In the comic book adaptation, it wasn't Rodimus's or Hot Rod's fault. Okay, it wasn't Hot Rod's fault. They took that out of the script. So it also come with this little card right here, and I guess it's because it's a Kingdom War of Cybertron, and the other ones are from Transformer the movie. Like this is the Dinobot and Willy one. So I guess that's why it has something a little bit different than I was used to, because all the other ones are the movie figures. But yeah, so is this a sticker or a card? No, it's a sticker. Oh, cool. It's an Optimus Prime sticker. And so it's a prismatic sticker on the front right here. And if you peel it off, it shows dead Optimus Prime. That's sad. It's really sad. Is there a third sticker? I hate to keep peeling it back because, or does this one peel off? And yeah, so there's two stickers there. Huh. Interesting. So I am going to drop this in the chat. If anybody wants to join me, and I recognize you, you are more than welcome to do that. If I don't recognize you, sorry. There you go. There you go. Big Will just opened up a CBCS box the other day himself on his. And also Legion or any of the other moderators in the chat, can you drop Nick's Kicks and Comics? Can you drop his link in the can you drop his link in the video or in the stream, the comments? I'll get it out in a minute. So if anybody wants to join me, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too. Gotta get used to this camera being right here. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, aggressive relaxing. Glad you were able to meet your goal on um, your little Kickstarter campaign. Which he might not still be in the chat, but he said he was going over to the LCS, so he might not be in the chat no more. Yeah, go check him out. He's one of the up and coming channels, so go check him out and give him a sub up and a follow if you haven't already. So, did you see this where I showed it earlier, Mark? The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. I haven't read number one. I was waiting to get number 2 or 3 before I read them all at the same time. And I saw somebody trying to join a while ago said your camera was not um, deal. So that was what the deal was. Said it was not connected. Yeah, I figured you were all on some Ron V. So talking about new comic books, I mean, only got you saw the Hulk books that I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 new comic books. One, okay, and only one of them DC. You got one DC, 2 Boom Studios, and the one Image, and the rest are Marvel, which is pretty counter than what the last few weeks have been. Last few weeks, hey, no problem, man. Last few weeks have been very DC heavy. It's just interesting. I don't know if it's my taste changing. Maybe it's just peaks and valleys. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're putting out so much Batman stuff, which is true. But I mean, I did pick up that Justice League, which was interesting because it was more because of Chip Zdarsky than it was the story. But the first one, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I like the premise of it. Well, yeah, and the thing is, I hope it's not their last ride. Uh, with the recent announcement of Discovery buying those contents, it's never good when a company is sold that, and I know they're not sold largely based on them. I mean, most of the press releases didn't even mention DC Comics because it's a non-issue. None of us would want to or could write a check for it tomorrow. But in the scale of things with these big corporations, it's small potatoes. So, having said that, it was still part of the deal that it gets sold multiple times in the last couple of years. No, I didn't, because I didn't think to order it from my main LCS and the other comic shop. As soon as I got there, they were already marked up to $20, and I just didn't want to do that. Just finished issue. Okay. Yeah, that was the other thing. I didn't know if it was an Elseworld story or if it was Future State or what it was. Yeah. And then that kind of makes sense because they alluded to the death of Martian Manhunter, which obviously hasn't happened. And so they alluded to that, but there wasn't that much change aside from that. Yeah, I mean, they can charge whatever they want to charge, and if people are willing to pay for it, great. And when I say my LCS, it's the fact that it's one that's close to me. My local comic shop, Comic Commander, which I normally go to, they don't get a lot of other stuff that people don't order. And so I didn't think to order it, so it didn't get ordered. So there was no extras. And with the other comic shop, they're on whatever's hip. Whatever's hip. Do you have the DCU app? It's available today. Oh, release on that. No, I don't. I don't. How much is that a month? How much is that a month? So got that one keyed in there. So let's put this one over here. I'm assuming there was supposed to be a decimal there, but $5.99. So, uh, yeah, and I thought they were going to cancel that app when they came out with all the other stuff. I thought they were going to get rid of it. Is it a known name guy on that Fortnite book, or is it a new writer? Cost of the book plus Earth. That okay, so it's kind of like the Marvel Unlimited app, but you can get the stuff the day of, and it costs a little bit more. I don't think. Well, no, it might be about the same price, but the Marvel stuff doesn't come out the same day. It's delayed like 3 months, I think. Okay. Did they lower the price when they done that? Schwab for Comics, what is going on? How are you? How are you? Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Nix. I have to go to here. Let me do it this way. Do it like that. Or one way to skin a cat. Who skins cats? Who does that? All right. Not everything is available the same day, just the digital first stuff. Okay. Everything else is like months. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That is the link again to Nick's Kicks and Comics. So he is over on the YouTubes, and he's a newer channel. And he just released a video 2 hours ago, 8 hours ago. So go check him out. If you're not already subscribed to him, give him a little sub up. Doesn't cost you nothing that way. Channel member videos. Here's a story of a lovely lady. Don't want to get a copyright strike. And has anybody else had the issue with boards and bags being in shortage? It's like, really? I mean, are they made of gold or something? What is the deal? Is it just diamond, or is it uh, COVID thing? I mean, what's the deal with this? Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. This one. Oh, that's the zombie variant. Got it. So it's that one. What is everybody picking up? I'm going to take that off there. Well, drop this back in the chat. If anybody wants to join, feel free. If not, that's fine too. Appreciate you joining live or on the rewind. Let's see. This is going to be Comic Commander. So there's that. What's everybody got on the docket for this evening? You're going to be in the auction scene. You're chillaxing, catching up on those new comic book day reads. What exactly will you be doing? Dun, 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 dun. One thing that this is the giveaway for the month of May. So for every YouTube or Patreon channel member, you're going to get 5 entries to win this, a 9.4 newsstand copy of this book right here. And for every $1 of Super Chat, you're going to get 1 entry. At the end of the month, we're going to put them all in the pot together. We'll see who wins. You can donate on you can give a super chat or join on any live show like this one or the Saturday morning cartoon crew show that normally goes on Saturday, but will not this Saturday if you were not in here earlier, because I will be at Pensacon in Florida. And hopefully sunny Pensacola will have some great deals for me to pick up. I kind of hope it's not very busy because I had a lot of signatures to get. And I really don't want to sit in line all day since I'm only going to be there one day. I really hope that it is not going to be busy. That's kind of selfish of me because I know that the other people are like, no, we really need it to be busy. But it's good to get back into the groove with the con scene because last month I had the Huntsville Comic Expo. This month I've got the Pensacola Comic Expo. Next month I've got the Mississippi Comic Expo, which is in Jackson, Mississippi, so only an hour away from me. So next month is June. So July, there's the Cowtown Comic Fest or whatever it's called in Dallas or near Dallas, Texas. So that's pretty cool. And it seems like there was one for August, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm like, man, I just like the fact that I'm getting back some kind of sense of normalcy of being able to go to a con every month. I did see where somebody sent me that Baltimore Comic Con was going to be a thing this year. So that might be an option depending on the month. End of the year gets really busy for me with, just how end of the year is. Family, church, work, all that kind of good stuff. Gets really busy. So this is going to be $4.40. Somebody's not happy in there. I don't know what the deal is there. No children were harmed in the filming of this new comic book day video. So, Mark, did you get this? Did you pick up this book? I was on the fence about it, but it was Joker, it was Batman, so they suckered me in. So let's see here. What have we got? Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Somebody just got in trouble in there. The princess wasn't being very princess-like. So I had my first package ever lost in the mail. I had not me to somebody else, one of mine come to me. So the seller is filing insurance claims, which I'm going to wait and see what he says because the package was $80-something. And so there was a couple of Green Lantern newsstands in there, which I hate that I missed out. Just doing a little speculation right there. But I forget what else was in there, but I keep track on my IG as to what was paid and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, it is now missing. And I'm gonna wait and see if he's gonna say offer to pay the whole thing, or if he's gonna say, "Oh, there's only $50 on this package." Yeah, bud, but okay. Well. What have we got here? What we have here is a failure to communicate. Okay, we got that. That's going to be. That's going to be bands. Just like that. First appearance of Joe Fixit. Joe Fixit. What a man. What a man. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a got a good man. What a Hulk, what a Hulk, what a mighty good Hulk. Check that out. Advertisement for G.I. Joe. I had the LCV Recon sled. I think I had Bazooka. I never got the fridge, although that was one I would have liked to have got. If we could all turn back time, we could find a way. We'd go back in time and buy some of those toys and comics that nobody thought would ever be worth anything. Is what we would do. At least that's what I would do. It's like, what if you could stop world hunger? I want to go back and get comic books. Yeah. I think I don't really like what they did with Professor Hulk. I mean, I like the rampaging Hulk better, but the Gray Hulk would be a nice change of scenery too. That might be a way to kind of, I don't know, do something a little bit different with because I don't know how much more Mark Ruffalo is going to be doing in the MCU, because most of those characters, when they've been shown that long and they're like big names in Hollywood, they start being a little too expensive, and so they write them out of the script, right? So, so this is a direct edition, not a newsstand. All right, there's that. So, what are y'all picking up? Anybody pick up Swap for Comics? I was going to say, is anybody picking up ASM? But I would assume Swap for Comics, you're picking up ASM. So, with that assumption, what do you think? I mean, I really think that they really need a better writer on ASM than what they got. Art's okay, but I dropped ASM because it was going nowhere to me, and I'm like, it just wasn't doing anything for me. And you would think with one of the main characters for one of the main titles. But having said that, we do remember, or hopefully you remember, what Marvel did to the X-Men, because the editor, who I forget's name at the time that they were owned by Fox for the movie rights, they purposely ran them into the ground and tried to uplift Inhumans because they didn't want to help Fox in any way whatsoever. So I know Marvel has like a play nice deal with Sony, but that doesn't mean they're going to play it that nice with them. So, just, we'll be nice, but behind the scenes, we're really not interested in being nice. If you know what I mean, butterbeans. So we got 603A. Yeah, so Chip Zdarsky's writing that, I think. I think that was a Phil Noto cover. Maybe it came out last week before last. Chip Zdarsky's killing it. I mean, he's did that Justice League, or is doing that Justice League one, and then he's also writing a book in Batman. Is it Batman? I want to say Origins, but then that doesn't sound right. with the Red Hood story. So that one's pretty good. And I know a lot of people that read Daredevil really like what he's done there. So what do you think is the next big thing for Cates? Do you think Cates is going to leave Marvel and go to the House of Image and help Todd McFarlane build the Spawnverse over there? Is he going to do his own indie thing? He's going to be leaving Venom, so he's going to land somewhere. He's going to land somewhere. With the way that most of the creators have gone, especially ones like him that can sell books, which with what I'm about to say, I haven't been really impressed with the way Cates closes. He starts off good. I mean, he's a big showman, but it just doesn't really finish well to me. But that's just me. But he's still a popular item. I could see him going over to Image and Todd saying, "Hey, look, we'll give you part of the company," kind of like they did Robert Kirkman, making him a part owner and putting him in the mix because they knew they wanted to hold on to him as a property. And I could see Cates doing something like that because he's already had some big Image hits with Guy Country being the main one. I'm trying to think. Oh, the one he's doing now. Crossover. Crossover's okay. I mean, I don't know what I would have expected elsewise. We'll see how it finishes. Again, I don't. His finish is his problem to me, not his start. And it's as important to finish well as it is to start well too. So that's again just me. Everybody has their own opinion about him. I know a lot of people that are reading Venom, of which I'm not, like him. I like him in Thor, but the two storylines, the one with Donald Blake and the one with Galactus, both just like the Black Winter. Maybe it comes back. He says it's not through. The one with Donald Blake, you can kind of tell that it seems like he's trying to set something else up, but the Black Winter is just like, no, we're done, we're bye. So, who knows? And then you can't really blame everything on him because some of it might be editorial changes. Somebody with editorial might come in and say, yeah, you know, that thing you want to do, I don't think we're going to do that. We decided we're going to go a different way. Thinking about Peter David, the story with X Factor and Multiple Man's Baby with Siren. He's wrote this thing where she's pregnant, she's going to have this kid, and gets all the way up there to she's pregnant, and Marvel says, "Dude, we're not having any mutants right now." And he's like, "Okay, well, what do you want me to do? I've been writing this story this whole time." And so he figured out that when the baby was born, this ain't a spoiler alert because it's a several years old story by now, but Madrix picks the baby up, holds him, and he absorbs him into himself like he does his dupes. Of course, Siren was none too happy about all that, and that was basically the end for their little relationship. But that's how Peter David wrote that into the script and why he did that. This is Incredible Hulk 321. This is a news stat. Let's see here. That one was kind of thick. I thought maybe that was a Mark Jewelers or something. $350. Wonder why these are, I guess they're not part of it. We've got a new comic book day. Yip, hip, hooray. It's new comic book day. New comic book day. Hip, hip, hooray. It's the peak of the week. Everybody's quiet. Why is everybody so quiet? I think I'm in trouble. Did I get that scan? Yep. I forgot that quick. Cali Comics, Spider Shadow is awesome, Schwab. So Cali Comics is on the bandwagon with Spider Shadow. And it seems like these, and I get it with the mini series that they're not held down to the super tight continuity as the main titles are, and they're not trying to build into a bigger story. They got one little short story to tell. They tell it in 6, 12 issues. So I get it. But it seems like that's becoming the bigger thing these days. And maybe that's just the full circle. The full circle of it, because back in the day, Stan Lee's deal was that everything's told in one book, max 2 books. But instead of having these huge crossovers, I mean, I know why Marvel and DC do the crossover thing, but man, it kills you when you're trying to keep up with it all. Freeze Comics, what is going on? Papa Wheelie up in the house. Papa Wheelie, aka Tricky Trapster's mom's favorite friend. How are you? What is your total? I am scanning in these books that I got today from a comic book shop out of the back issue bin. I didn't get that many new comic books, but I did get quite a few back issues, mainly of Hulk, several that I'm trying to fill in that run with. And so that is what I am doing. This is a newsstand. So these Hulk issues, except for that first Joe Fix-It, I got no Wall Street. Yeah, exactly. No Wall Street writing. And that does allow them to be a little more creative, right? So maybe that will become a bigger thing as we move forward. I'm just repeating what I heard, Papa Willie. I don't know. I mean, all I know is what I heard. So, um, but I am scanning these in to CLZ, which I have my CLZ app with me when I'm there, but I don't scan them until afterwards, especially because of this particular shop. None of the stuff is priced. So the stuff's not priced until I get up there to the deal. Um, I know. Look, I have YouTube unsub me to people, and I'll just be randomly looking for stuff that fits inside that wheelhouse, and I'm like, okay, there they are, and then I go, wait a minute, I already subbed to these people. What's going on? So we've got Cosmic Campfire up in the house. What is going on? AKA new guy, not so new guy anymore. Freeze Comics dropping the knowledge. We are selling tonight on Meta's Metaphoricals channel. Yeah, thank you, Papa Wheelie. I just got some pops in the other day too. Boy, that pop thing, man, oof, it's as addictive as comics. And the problem, if you're trying to save money, it's not the problem if you're collecting. If you're collecting, it's actually helpful. The problem with pops is that they're so more easily accessible than what a comic book is. Yeah, you got the Walmart comics and stuff, but aside from that, like with a pop, you go Walmart, you go in Target, you go in Walgreens. All these places have pops to them. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the deal. You actually can't see. Like, let me do this here. You see my little Monopoly guy pop up there. He's not up there with the rest of them. Oh yeah, Cali Comics. Am I subscribed to you? I think I am. Cal Comics. Yep, I thought so. Yep. Thought I had subscribed to you. But like I said before, I mean, YouTube, as I've been noticing them unsubscribing me to people. There's a Cali Comics' link in the chat if y'all are interested in checking out content over there. Not right now, but you know, eventually. So, YouTube search doesn't even prioritize or filter channels I'm sub to. I know, right? First world problems. Yeah, first world problems. Yeah, but it is aggravating though. According to YouTube, which I don't know if this is true or not, but according to YouTube, they do that because if you're not like actively watching this these people, like to keep, and what it really amounts to is they're trying to keep people from doing like sub drives and stuff like that. Um, they're trying to keep people from doing sub drives and running people up to 1,000 where they have to share advertising money, as much as that is. Um, yeah, and they're trying to do the algorithm to videos that you watch and you like. And if you do like the top 50 comics of your collection, if you watch one and then you click the YouTube and it takes you back to the homepage, they'll feed you another one because I mean they want you to watch stuff. But there is a link for Ryan, aka Cosmic Campfire. So go check him out. He's at 229 Subaroos, if you're not familiar. Moonlit Comics, what is going on? How are you today? But it's aggravating because, especially like for a newer channel, um, when I first, not that I'm an old channel or nothing, but when I first started on YouTube, actively pursuing building a YouTube channel, um, you could actually go in, like if you're on the live stream, like you're watching now, there'll be three little buttons over there, and you could go straight to somebody's channel versus having to open up a separate window. And it made it really easy to go back and forth. YouTube didn't really like that. Yep. So there you go. Just subbed up to you, Ryan. So that is Incredible Hulk 334, which I think I hate when it does that. 334. Got that. This is 333. Huh, there's a JCPenney's reprinter then. Anybody remember getting the mystery boxes in like JCPenney's? Yeah, Scarecrow's Comic Asylum. I seen you. Whose show are you on? And I seen you over there. Or maybe you were in the chat, and I went and found you and subbed you up. Let's see here. So Scarecrow's Comic. Yep. Yes, JCPenney's did sell comics. Not on the newsstand, Beta Ray Jim. Appreciate you dropping up in the house. But yeah, yeah, that's probably where I saw you at. But yeah, JCPenney's had mystery boxes, as did Sears. And so I would order the mystery boxes, and then I would they come with like what 20 books or something like that, and I would like got 2 boxes. Okay, I want to keep this one, this one, this, and this one. Okay, and they would let you take the other box back and let you get your money back. So that's what I did. Not exactly what you're supposed to do, but yeah, they would let you do that back then. That was back when they had the Wish catalogs, right? Sears had the catalog, and of course J.C. Penney's wanted to be like Sears, so they came out with the Wish book of their own. And there's a couple that are actually worth more. So there's a Dark Hawk, I think 5. I think it's Dark Hawk 5. I just mentioned that one. I didn't know about it. And then the classic Jim Lee cover that they meet again for the first time, the Wolverine and Captain America and Black Widow cover. There's a J.C. Penney's reprint of that one. The rest of them I don't think are really worth anything comparatively. Yeah, yeah. Got to be a certain age probably to remember that. Phil Ailing, what is going on? Marcella Love says, "Hey, Beta Ray, got your message. I'll get back with you. No worries on that." Uh, so the way, okay, so the Jason, so there are a couple other ones. So the first appearance, Sauron in Uncanny X-Men, and first and second appearance, there is a J.C. Penney's reprints of those, and that a lot of times will get people thinking, "Oh man, I just got this super deal." It's actually a reprint. But the way you know that one is the ad on the back of the cover is for a newer thing that wasn't existing back in the 1960s. But the way you normally notice it is the instead of this as a direct edition, it will have the Spider-Man swinging, not the Spider-Man like this. It'll be the Spider-Man swinging the 30th anniversary, and that's how you know. Oh yeah, look, Papa Wheelie probably spent more time in the women's underwear section of that Sears Wish book than anywhere. Uh, so, and then there's the more fun variants, which were more Toys R Us, I think. Man, look at this. We've got Discovery Bay up in the house. Appreciate Discovery Bay dropping that super chat, and of course, a couple of things he's going to get. Going to get that reverse rain back in the right direction my way. Thank you, Discovery Bay. And he's also going to get 3 chances for that Uncanny X-Men 266, which he already has chances from previous ones and for the channel membership. So he is a Patreon supporter. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. So appreciate that, Discovery Bay. Hopefully you're doing okay today. Yes, Discovery Bay is in California. I picked up some books from Beta Ray last night. Actually, a book and a picture. And ironically enough, Beta, that guy that signed that picture, he was supposed to be at Pensacon, and he canceled. So I got a signature of his anyway. How about that? So this is going to be there. Oh, really says SCG's got jokes. If you see the intro, it says bad dad jokes. Always got jokes. Always got jokes. And thank you. And you too have more chances to win. And because of that, we're going to make it rain in the right direction. Appreciate that. Pop a wheelie up in the house. So let's see. Hey, hey, Papa Wheelie, drop your link in the chat if you can, or anybody that's a moderator, drop Papa Wheelie and Discovery Bay's thing in the chat. And if you're not a moderator, I think I can approve it on this side. Discovery Bay finally crossed that 2,000 mark. Much deserved, much deserved. 2,050, it looks like, but hopefully pretty soon he's going to be back in the swing of things, Lord willing. And there is Discovery Bays. I found Discovery Bays. I didn't find Papa Wheelies. I know it's right here. There's Papa Wheelie. Okay. Yeah, I know, Disco. Hopefully things will get better. There's Papa Wheelie's thing, but as far as Discovery's content, yeah, he's not currently making any content. However, he's still got a plethora of openings. Uh, so look at that. You don't even see me because it's still making it rain. It helps if you actually turn that off, Jason. But yeah, Disco has like this size mystery boxes back there. And he's got a lot more control than I do because I can't wait to open them up, tear into them, open them up on a live show like this. He had a Hulk 181 that he won, had been sitting in his pile for months. So that shows you the resolve the man has, patience, whatever other adjective you want to add. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Put shop every yeah. So sometimes some shops might not want me to put them in my content because it's not so good. Um, but yeah, some shops are weird like that, and they really don't want you to. I don't know why, but any kind of advertisement you can get out in the worlds today, especially good ones or non-negative one, is a positive. Yeah, no. Oh, Air Spider says, not sure. Going to be visiting my shop again. Uh-oh, sounds like trouble. Well, and so sometimes it does get to that point, but like with this particular shop, 713 Comics says, the first time here, part of the South am I from? I am from Mississippi. Mississippi. Um, okay, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I do that. Oh, dang. 60 books on your pool, man. They should be rolling the red carpet out for you for that. But yeah, from Mississippi, South Mississippi at that. Um, but yeah, so like this other shop, it aggravates me that they go to eBay and all that other kind of stuff. But like I said earlier, I have figured out the way to get through that, and I showed you these books. These books are a little more than $3.50, and was able to pick them up for that. Oh yeah, Houston, Texas. Yeah, you're over there by Shelby Comics then. I was planning on going to Houston a couple of weeks ago, and that kind of got derailed. And and I'm probably going to be in. I know I'm going to be in Dallas in July. Probably be before then, but definitely in July because they're having the Cowtown comic show. Miko Sion's going to be there. Um, and who was the other big headliner that was going to be there? Oh crap! Those are really cool, and I wanted to get some SIGs from. But Miko, if I didn't already have that Snake Eyes that I got signed by Ray Parks slabbed, I would crack it open. But I'm not going to do that now. There's plenty of other cool stuff he's done. Yeah, and I get why they do that, but it's aggravating. And I'm sure there's a good way for the public to know that. But the easiest way, in my mind, just from a business owner, the easiest way to make everybody happy is stay on top of your crap, right? When you buy a book from a collection, you price it to make money at that point. If it goes up, you make even more money. Okay, and I'm okay with you making more money because I'm okay with you keeping the lights on. If we're not okay with comic shops making money, we can't. We got to be mad when they lose money. It's the same logic. So, I'm okay with them making money. The aggravating thing is that they want to go to top dollar at the expense of their core customer base, and because they're essentially lazy, and that's what it is. I don't want to miss out on a dollar, and I'm lazy, and I'm not going to get my guy instead of my guy sitting there talking about Warhammer and Magic and everything else. He can get his butt over there and then price these things and keep a lookout and like every so often go through the books. And if the books go up, you make even more money. And if you don't, you still making money. I think it's that simple. Let's see. I just act like I work there. Here, boss, I found this $100 book. Can I get these other books? I found Geiger in the indie stuff, and he wanted to put it on eBay and try to tell me it was for another customer. Yeah, that's totally wrong. And it's like when Punchline came out. I guess this is probably Punchline was probably the first time ran into that. But uh, that people were pricing it up. If they want to do that, like the Batman Fortnite, they put that up, they upcharged it the day of at this comic shop, and I didn't put that in my pull list. That's on me. But for a person that represent, like in Air Spider's case, has what you say, 40 or 60 pulls, dude. I mean that's the bread and butter. I mean that's what's keeping the comic shops open, or people like that. I mean I spend $40 to $50 a week on new comics. And so this week was a real light week because at my normal comic shop, it was 40 something dollars, but that was with boards and bags. So this was a real light week, real light week. Not for older comics, which is good. It's good when it can balance out like that. Oh yeah, that'd been the end of that. Now I have left books at shops before, and that's what I meant earlier about sometimes they don't want me to mention that I've been there to them because I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Even the ugly. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? You gotta tell the good too, because there are some of those, but you gotta tell the bad and the ugly as well. The last few weeks, Papa Willie has been DC very heavy because I am typically not a DC guy aside from Batman. But this week, Marvel, which it was a very light week, so it's kind of skewed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 8 new books and 1 Image, 2 Boom, 1 DC, and 4 Marvel. So, but in the last few weeks, it's been pretty heavy DC. So I think it ebbs and flows. In my collection, the most of my collection is Marvel, but that's kind of skewed from the sense of my Uncanny X-Men because I have all Uncanny X-Men. That's right. Volume 1 through 5. Volume 1 consisting of the first 544 issues, including the annuals. And so when you have that, that's going to give you a Marvel a head start. Now, with my Batman collection, I do have a lot of those, but I do have a lot of DC, but I have more Valiant than I do DC. So yeah, so I read Silver Coin #2. Hey Marcella, how's it going? I read so Silver Coin 1. I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And then like at the end of Silver Coin #2, which is for those who are not reading Silver Coin #2, if you like horror, that's probably up your alley. It's going to be probably up your alley. I think it's going to have an aspect of like the 30 pieces of silver that Judas got for betraying Jesus. I think that's probably because of the cross on the thing makes me think that. And there's been stories in the past with other books, horror types that was kind of the premise of it. But it hasn't said where that came from yet. But the second, they're standalone stories, kind of like Ice Cream Man. And that girl, she went and murdered all those people. I was like, wow. I had a bad time at camp, but this is ridiculous because you know, it's funny because I went to summer camp, not the girls camp, but the summer camp for boys. And there was one year I got into a fight because this kid was picking on me because my hat. I had a Legend of Zelda hat and it had Link on it. Well, everybody knows Link is the hero, Zelda is the princess. Everybody with a brain, that is. And he's like, "Oh, hey Zelda, how's it going? You're gonna have this as Legend of Zelda." I'm like, "You're an idiot. Okay, can you even turn on a Nintendo? Okay." But anyway, so we got into a fight before it was all said and done. So I understand the premise that the girl was getting picked on and stuff. So that's why I said that. What's going on? Shattered Glass Comic Reviews, aka Trash Talker Extraordinaire, aka Read Your Comic Books. What is going on? How are you? Let's see. It's a gift and a curse. I get books early. But I also see the real dirty behind the scenes stuff like that. Like I don't get one, and I know he did. Oh yeah, yeah. That's just no sense in all that, man. Especially with you, as much books as you're buying, dude. That dude should be bending over for you. Um, okay, yeah. So is Sadarsky writing Silver Coin too? I think he is. Man, Chip's nailing it right now, ain't he? Chip is definitely nailing the game right now. As is Tiny. I think Tiny and No needs to lay off on the new characters at Batman and lay some foundation for them before coming up with a brand new character. Because people start getting lost, especially when you're talking about an age-old character like Batman. Um, oh, Coin is a team. Okay. Uh, after the trash talk that after the trash talk that Tyler got for liking indie comics yesterday, I kind of hesitate to even mention my love for indie comics. Seriously though, yeah, I think so. Well, probably Chip is probably more high tier right now, or more of a known commodity. But with what I've been reading from Ron V, he's going places. He's going places. Um, it's a different writer each issue. Okay, but the indie game. And I think that as Marvel and DC become more corporatized, that the indie game is just going to continue to kill it. You mean to tell me that Todd McFarlane is a bad businessman? I don't think so. He's made bad business decisions, as we all have, but he's not a bad businessman. And the reason why I say that is because he's selling Spawn for what, $2.99 or $2.50, right? And he's making money. So how do you tell me the DC can't make money on my $4.99 or my $5.99 cotton picking comic book when they fired all the expensive creators and they got the lesser known commodities right now? You can't. You can't tell me that, except for the corporate allocations, which I'm fully aware how corporate can kill your budget. It's like, well, you know what? I don't really need corporate for that. Do I have to give corporate anything for that? But anyways. Hey, look, and see that was the deal back in the day. People read more back in the day too because there wasn't the proliferation of these things in our hands. But I get that. But at the same time, it was because the price point was lower. So the barrier of entry was smaller or lower, and people could get in there and convince mom to spend $5 on 5 comics at the shop or at the newsstand. You can't do that nowadays. You're gonna get one book. Well, if you only got enough money for one book, what are you gonna buy? You're gonna buy the one known commodity. You're not gonna waste your money on other. If you're a kid, right? And that's where they really need to worry about. They don't really need to worry about me so much. No, that's not right. But they need to worry about the next generation is what I'm getting at. But if they're going to do that, they've got to lower the barrier of entry. That's why I like these true believers because I feel like that's a good barrier of entry, lower barrier for people. But you're only doing that on known commodities. You got to get the new people. You got to get the new characters out there. Quit trying to redo all these old characters and make them into something new. Um, let's see. Hey, what's up? Is Bob in Connecticut? I was a bartender and gave up working because of comic books. Oh, there you go, Bob. Gave up working because of comic books. Um, so this was probably one of the finds of the day. This is the first appearance of that other guy besides Poe on that cover. It was a book that Sith Lordley turned me on to, so I was glad he mentioned it on my May the 4th stream. And saw that and was able to get it for $3.50. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, not for a reasonable price. Not for a reasonable price. And as much as I'm more of a, I mean, I do sell comics too, but as much as I'm a seller, I'm more a collector. But the thing about it is, I have been so tempted to sell some books because they just got so astronomical above what I paid for them. So let's see if people will pay $4.99 for books. That's on us. If people don't pay, they will. Yeah, I mean, and everything goes up. It's like milk, right? Um, but the point being is not about the dollar you can make today. I'm talking about the $20 you can make tomorrow. Let me explain that. So if you have a customer today, like me, like a lot of you that are out there, you're according to the YouTube statistics, we're all about the same age. And in that demographic, you have disposable income. The reason why you're reading comics today, for the most part, this is broad brushstrokes, but the reason why you're reading comics today is probably because when you were a kid, you went to the local comic shop or you saw a newsstand and you got books and you read books while your mom or whoever was at the grocery store. Okay. That's a lot of our experience. That's a lot of how we got into collecting comics. And because of that, low barrier of entry at that point, now when I'm older and I have disposable income and I'm seeking nostalgia, I'll go back to that point. But if that point is never created for those younger kids, 20 years from now, they're not going to do what I and you have done and go back and get those books. The people that are going to continue to get them are going to be bigger money people because these books are going to get too high priced, the older ones. But as far as for the new comic books, they're going to continue to shrink because there does come a point of diminishing returns where that they can raise the price on the book to $20.99 and try to make up for some of the lost revenue, and some people will continue to pay it, but eventually they're going to not be able to make up for the loss. It's just like you can't cut your way to prosperity, right? Sometimes it's an income issue, and you just can't continue to do that. So the only modern age comic book I would suggest before it hits 2000 is the first appearance of Gwen on Spider Edge of Spider Verse. Okay. Believe it or not, I also got my X-Men 17 years ago for only $300 when it was not yet graded. Now it's $50,000 comic book. There you go. Miles and Gwen are both modern grails. Yeah, and look, stupid Jason, stupid. So up to date point of references are really good. So when I used to collect back in the day, second prints were like nothing. I mean, throwaway books. I mean, nobody wanted a second print. It wasn't worth anything. My, how times have changed. And so I bought a lot of books from a guy on YouTube. There's a lot of Spider-Man books. The main book, I think, in that lot was the first appearance of Silver Sable, Amazing Spider-Man, whatever it is. Well, it had a Ultimate Fallout 4 second print. Now, the Ultimate Fallout 4 second print is not as expensive as the first print, but it's still an expensive book in high grade. And I had it. And I had done sold all the rest of the books except for that one. And I threw it up on an auction and I sold it. I know who it was that bought it still, but I sold it for $20. The next week they announced the game. So it's like, oh my goodness, come on, man, really, really. Uh, um, what's fun to do is look back at like the Wizard or the Overstreet Price Guide, like some of the old ones, and see what you could, or the advertisements even in comics, where you could go back and see, okay, what was a Hulk 181 going for back in the day? Super, super cheap, super cheap. And some of it's inflation, but the rest of it's just, scarcity. Well, just think of Harley Quinn, how she took off from Batman Adventures. Uh, yeah, yeah. I've got a Batman Adventures 12 newsstand that I bought last year, a few years ago. Could have gotten. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I met a guy in Memphis at a comic shop up there, and he had gotten a Batman Adventures 12, and I believe he told me that it came back a 9.8. But he got a Batman Adventures 12 out of somebody's barn. The people had been leaving the comics in the barn. No joke. Staples weren't rusty or nothing. Hey, the first Marvel set of cards list Hulk 180 as his first appearance. One of the issues, if it was one of the anniversary issues, they did one for like Hulk, Wolverine, Jean Grey, all of them, and on the back of the comic had the cover of the cover of their first appearance, and Hulk 180 is listed as his first appearance. I think Marvel is okay with that. The fan base as a whole is not. Uh, well, I love Gwen Stacy. She's my favorite woman, and the death of Gwen Stacy, amazing. Uh, hey, look, and the fact that they did it when they did, and they left her dead. I know they've kind of come back as a clone, and then this one is from a different universe. But the fact that they left her dead really says something. Let's see, the Wolverine free issue from Wolverine last year states. There you go. Yeah, Bob's sitting there throwing all that information around like about them big books. Everybody's going to be like, "Hey, Bob, can I come over to your house?" Wow, that's awesome. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and my first copy of Giant Size X-Men #1, I bought it and Uncanny X-Men '94 together as a set for $1,000. The Uncanny was a 5.0 and the other one was a 2.5. And I sold the Giant Size X-Men 2.5 for $800. So, because I needed to sell it, needed to move it. I've got a 4.5 that's signed, but and I had another one that I sold to a guy in Australia. But yep, it happens sometimes. But it's good to have. It's good to have. Yep, sure did. And look, that's another one. I bought that I bought a Thundercats #1 newsstand. It wasn't a 9.8. It was more like a 7.0. And bought it in a comic shop in Louisiana for $30 off the wall. The next week they announced it. Now I had planned on keeping that book at least for a little while, but when the prices started jumping up like they did, I was like, man, I'll go ahead and sell this. So I sold it for $60 on Instagram. I had people, which is double my money in 1 week, right? That's pretty good. But I had people on Instagram saying, dude, you sold that for way too cheap. And I'm like, stupid, stupid, stupid. Said I seen AF-15 for $75 when I was a kid. My grandmother went by. That'll make you cry for sure. So, what is the most graded comic book? I had heard that it was ASM 300, but then I also heard it was Hulk 181. Both books have just shot through the roof. If for those of you who regularly watch the content, you might have seen last week when I bought a PGX a copy of ASM 300, cracked it open, and sent it to CBCS. As an update to that, it is at CBCS with 2-day turnaround. It was checked in today, so the timer has begun. And hopefully I'll have it back next week, and we will see if I got the same grade at CBCS, because I didn't have it pressed. Didn't feel like there would be enough benefit to have it pressed that would make it bump up. So didn't have it pressed, and we'll see. See what it came back as. Harsh Life Spotlights, what's going on? One of the folks in the mystery box game not too long ago opened up 2 mystery boxes of theirs on this channel. Oh, okay. Though that makes a little more sense now. That makes a little more sense now. Yeah, whoa. I mean, I've got a .5 X-Men 1, and I'm perfectly content with that as much as those things have gone up. I was going through books and saw ASM 15 Craven's first appearance and gone crazy too. Yeah, anything first appearance, movie related, all of it's gone crazy. For sure. Let's see, did I enter this one in? This is 356. No, I have not. Louis the 13th says, what was the CCC grade on ASM 300 again? So it was a PGX. It was an 8.5. PGX 8. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it was a PGX 8.5. And so I sent it to CBCS, and they got it today. So 2-day turnaround. And so there you go. What's going on? Who Dat Comics up in the house. Yeah, Who Dat. He's one of the X-Men 1. Who Dat got some big books down there in the bayou. He is definitely got some heavy hitters. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the 90s bubble, but at the same time, it's a little bit different. I'm just interested to see how things end up panning out. See how they pan out. Luckily, most of the big keys that I'm going for now are ones that nobody's interested in, like the Gold Key books, the Valiant books. I got most of the Batmans that I wanted, so most of the people are not interested in them. Now would be a good time to get on DC before DC starts really blowing up like Marvel and some of these indies have. Luckily, all that stuff I got before it really blew up. Death of Superman ×5. Ah, that's baby Who Dat that owns all that. So the only gold keys that I collect are the ones associated with characters that eventually got picked up by Valiant, later Dark Horse, and then Dynamite, right? And that would be Solar, Man of the Atom, Turok, and Magnus the Robot Fighter. So I pick up those when I can find them on the cheap. Got a, and there's not a lot of big books in those runs. Especially if you're okay like me with the mid to lower gray, as long as it presents well. I'm not looking for 9/8s. Be hard to get those in those, but just not because the desire is there, it's just because of the scarcity of the book. But yeah, so I have a Magnus one. I don't have a Solar one, but I have a Solar 3, which I think is the first appearance of his costume. And I passed on a Turok one because I was just so thought that it was going to be there the next day at the con, that everybody was going to be worried about Marvel, nobody's going to be worried about a Turok Son of Stone Dale comic book. What did I know? They sold it. Oh, you're the opposite side of Gold Key. So you're like the Rifleman and Dark Shadows and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah, I picked up a bunch first appearance of Mongol, get around $10 or $30. Look, that's what I'm saying. I found where somebody from church earlier. I brought this into the chat and showed, and one of them was the first appearance of Kilowog. And anything Green Lantern related, they're already going to use. They already said they're going to use them. and Jessica Cruz being one of them. I picked those up for cover price at the LCS here lately, not too long ago. So it's like, man, get in where you fit in. Now, if you're not worried about trying to sell them or spec on it, then I can understand not wanting to worry with it. But let's see, this is 356 A. This is the direct edition. Okay. I did pay $5,300 at New York City Comic Con about 10 years ago for Tales of Suspense 39. Oh, wow, 8.5. Yeah, all these people that years ago said, "Oh, you're going to buy comics? That's such a waste of money. I mean, those things are never going to be worth any money." Think about the people that maybe at that time had a point because the comic crash had just happened and they thought it's never going to recover. And think about the people that held on to it and look at them now. There is a balance, Bob. There is a balance. New Charger, M1, F15. Yeah, there's a balance. You could walk. Oh, man. Let's see, this is Incredible Hulk 30. Oh, Jason. There we go. I really wish I would have kept the other copy I had of this. I had found one before I really started collecting Hulk again. I had sold it on one of my auctions, and it was a newsstand. So it was a newsstand, and this is done in 2006, I think. 2001. So newsstands were getting pretty scarce about that time. Chevys don't maintain their value. Exactly. Exactly. I think I put this one in there. Let's see here. 331. Yep. Let's see what the wish list says. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 5 books. So I only need 29 comics to have Incredible Hulk 363 to 363 to 609. So not too bad there. And most of those are not big keys. Probably the biggest key in that run there is if I wanted to go, this one's not counted, but the third print, that first Professor Hulk, I got a first and second print. That's probably the biggest book, but that's not in that number because I already had the first and second print. Probably the biggest book is that Pulp Fiction homage that She-Hulk is on in that run. 331. Let's see, is that 331? I did not say 331. 363. So 363. So yeah, I've got 340, which I'm going to get signed by Peter David this weekend. This is the third copy of Incredible Hulk I've had. The second copy that's been signed by him. And if you saw earlier, one of the books I picked up for $3.50 today was the first Peter David on Incredible Hulk. But you're probably right on that number, though. There's one that's kind of a homage or maybe the start because I don't know. I think it came out before ASM 300 did, but it's that same almost form with him jumping in front of the moon. Is that the one you're talking about? That one, the one where he's breaking the letters of Hulk, and the other one are probably the bigger ones. Really, I have the biggest books in the Incredible Hulk run. First 6 issues, obviously. 181, 180 now. Those are the biggest books in those runs. but I'm also doing the Tales to Astonish. And so you got the first appearance of the Leader, first appearance of the Abomination in there. Not big books, but yeah, I mean, I've already got Incredible Hulk #1 and 180, 181. So those are three of the biggest ones of that whole run there. 2 copies last month. Edge of Spider-Verse signed by the artist and writer. Cool. Cool. Well, folks, we are almost 2 hours into this live stream, and I really appreciate you guys for hanging out, chatting it up in the chat, chitter-chattering, and hanging out while I showed off some books and then boarded and bagged them. And be sure to hit that bell notification. Hopefully it works because, as some people were mentioning earlier, it has been known not to. So that you don't miss any content in the future. And I do have videos dropping every day that have been pre-recorded. And then, of course, coming back from Pensacon, you can expect some stuff live on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me there. Also, want to shout out the channel members right here. So the ever-growing list of YouTube channel and Patreon members. On this list, joining today was Nick's Kicks and Comics. So appreciate him for joining, as well as all those others who have already joined. And for the monthly giveaway, hey, thanks, Callie. Louis says, I've seen a lot of Challenger 3, but could afford them anyhow. There you go. So as far as the monthly giveaway, again, we're giving away an Uncanny X-Men 266 old CBCS slab. It'd be up to you if you wanted to press it and try your luck for a bigger grade and get a better slab holder. But it is a newsstand, another one of the mini books that's going up. And all you have to do to enter to win is to be a channel or Patreon member. The links to both of those are in the description below. If you want to join those. And if you're a member of either of those, you get 5 chances to win that. And for every $1 of Super Chat that you give during the month of May on any of the live streams that I do, then you will get 1 entry to win that. So there you go. That is how you will do that. Bob says, I have a lot of horror stories, but also told you, well, oh, wow. Dang. $450, man. That's definitely a story to be told there, because that is a huge book. Huge book. Yeah, 340 went astronomical, because I had somebody in the community reach out to me. It's like, man, you know about 340? It's like, this is my 3rd copy, because I gave the first copy to the guy that done my intro, which I'm going to play when I X out. You can see it. He did it for me, and he didn't have a copy of that, so I gave him one that was signed by Peter David. I bought a replacement copy. I sold it because I put it up for auction one night, and I gave a price that I really wasn't interested in selling at price, and somebody took it anyway. So I was like, okay. Then I found it again on Instagram, and it's a newsstand copy, and I'm going to get signed by Peter David. So I plan on holding on to that one. Off-World Adam, what is going on? How are you doing today? Hey, check this figure that I got out earlier, Cyclonus. Picked this up at the LCS today, and going to be waiting till that Galvatron comes in. Doesn't he look like a bunny rabbit? Be very quiet. I'm hunting for Cyclonus. So, but anyway. All right. Well, again, thanks for everybody for hanging out. Be sure to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, or if you're watching this on Twitch, be sure to hit the appropriate sign of appreciation. Yeah, as of right now, Harley Quinn is. We'll see if that maintains. It might be just because Harley came out several years before Miles, so she's got a few years on her. But we'll see how that goes. And remember, stay safe. Till next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.